All right, today was the start of the new account. You can see this one got closed because I failed it yesterday, and today's the new one. End of the day, minus 1.1%, so one loss. We're gonna go over the trades now. And the first one I took was gold, actually. So I'm adding metals back into the list as long as it's pretty clean. So see, earlier on in the week, we have this gap where we have a SMT fill. All right, as you can see, gold trades into it, and XAU GBP does not. We expand lower into this relevant low, and right now we're just consolidating, so that's kind of a continuation signature. And then just coming into the session, you can see all of them are kind of just forming a reversal off of the previous day's high, so just keeping it simple. Dropping down to the 1 hour, we have a SMT fill before 9 o'clock, so this is a 1 hour gap. You can see silver trades into it, and gold is not. And silver has this close low. I think it's not quite previously low, but it's a relevant low. There's a lot of space between these two, so I'm looking for that to get hit on silver, so that makes me bearish on gold as well, though it's just a lot farther away on gold. So we did make a 90-minute gap with this closure, or this is 7:30 90-minute close. So we have a gap here, and same thing on silver. But the reason why I don't need an SMT fill on the 90-minute is because we already have one on the 1 hour, and then all the candles are closing as a reversal candle, right? You can see silver came up, made a pretty decent sized wick, and then reversed and close bearish just in the candle, so there's no actual requirement for this to come back up and sweep it out. So that 1 hour is enough for me, and I basically enter right when 9 o'clock opens. So here's that SMT with the gap. We have this initial chain of state delivery, 5 minute, obviously before my trading window, and then when I come in, we are forming this continuation, whether you use this candle over here or use this small one over here, since technically this is the high. But either way, I basically just market enter somewhere down here, right when 9 o'clock opens up. Same thing on here, and yeah, we're in that for a while. It comes back in like immediate drawdown because, right, it's like not a good sign at all. And that's because silver actually did come up to make a new high. So it's that 90-minute high, and it's a 90-minute gap now. So I don't know why still, but silver basically edged this low, and then it came back up, so it's kind of just BSing. All right, we see we make that SMT fill, so now we have a 90-minute SMT fill, and since gold is the weaker asset, this should still hold this high, which is pretty much where my stop loss is, so I'm a little bit worried, but I have positioned myself well, and I'm not going to take silver because it's too close to the low, and the spreads are crazy on CFD, so I'm pretty sure they're not that good on futures either, but yeah, it's a bad spread. So in this trade for a while. And what did I say about this trade? So it's a good shot. It's a low a day. So I'm only trying to take, so if it's only A+ setups for gold, I shouldn't really be taking it, but it's still pretty good. But yeah, so I can probably avoid it. And yeah, so this is the drawdown candle. Then after that, CSD back through, and we're in some decent profit. Or I am. And so I'm watching indices. We'll go over that later, but you see we get up like around 400 in profit. So I think it ran like pretty much 1 hour exactly. And to this low, it was like 2.2 R or something like that. But to me, I was kind of just like, it's not really worth holding it. So especially because the SMT is so far away, I know it's going to be. So I end up just moving my TP to 2R, and it still doesn't make it. This is like probably as low as it goes pretty much. Yeah, it's like half R, so I'm not going to force it. It's like extra $250. It's not worth not getting the trade at all. So let's see what happens. But yeah, silver hits this low right here, and I really wanted to expand through. Otherwise, obviously my trade's not going to play out. So yeah, I need to expand through so gold can go to the low, same low, and it just doesn't. It ends up coming back and stopping me out, break even. And yeah, I thought it was going to knock me out and then go, but you kind of have to protect yourself here. Taking an L would be unnecessary, especially with that spaced out SMT. Like if you just want to look at it like on a double chart, this is a very spaced out SMT. Gold is in deep discount, kind of. Not kind of, it is. But it's still like a pretty far SMT, so even with this right here. All right, it's pretty spaced out. And then there was something on like a silver triad, but I don't even look at that anymore because I almost never see anything on there. So yeah, it comes back up and stops me at a break even. You can see I lost like $5.25 from that, probably just from commissions. If they have that on this, maybe spread, but lost a little bit of money, that's fine. And then obviously I thought it was going to just tag me out a break even and then go without me. But as you can see, if I left my stop loss to either half or a full, I would have taken the full loss in the same candle that took me out break even. So it's a good choice, good manage by me. And then coming into the day on indices, basically it's kind of the same as gold. We were forming a intraday reversal in London session, have a CSD through a fair value gap. And I wanted to see SMT fill with this gap, but we didn't get it. NQ came the closest within 1 point, but the rest you can see is it's a pretty obvious failure swing. So we have a 90-minute gap I want to see get filled at the open. All right, so we have this 90-minute gap here. I want to see, ideally I want to see YM come into this because look, NQ still has this low of day intact, and YM's already made the SMT. And at this time, we're basically going to make a new low, so it's showing a failure to manipulate. So I want to see NQ come down there for a SMT break. That's pretty much all I can anticipate at the moment. Not trying to think too far ahead. And coming into the open. So the open is pretty lackluster on NQ. So you see you have this bearish indecision candle, then a bullish candle on here. And YM, we have just drop off a cliff, 2 big bearish candles. So it's a decoupled open. I'm not going to touch that until after 10 o'clock. And either way today, I was going to take the whole week off anyways after yesterday losing the account. So not going to be impatient. So YM goes lower. And what actually happened was it came into this 6-hour gap. So see down here, this 12 o'clock low on NQ. It's the same gap, but we take it out, I think the beginning of the day, which there was a long setup, but I wasn't really trying to trade Asia anyways. And now we're having this kind of strength switch. All right, because now NQ is staying above here while I wasn't bearish at first. So something like, I mean, it doesn't really matter, but something like this. And normally I wouldn't be bullish off of that, but just because letting the open play out, you see that now YM is a bullish reversal candle. And it's the same thing on NQ as well. So stays bullish above this. So I'm thinking it's maybe not going to be an SMT break. And YM has these equal highs from the previous week high. And yeah, I thought we were going to trade away from that at first, but because we had the SMT and we expanded away. But since we're coming back, I'm pretty confident in longs now. So I'm looking to long at 10 o'clock. And basically what I settle on is just this 9:30 open. Price does retest that a lot, so I just set that, and then this, it would be 2.6 R if it did hit. And yeah, so here's the position. You can see I actually set it in my match trader. So I wait for that. Eventually it does not, I take it off because I'll either take this like a very quick retest, otherwise I'm going to have to wait for a 15-minute or 30-minute gap for a universal sequence. So let this form a 15-minute gap, and every single asset trades into it. So there's no SMT fill here, right? You see YM trades into it by 1 point. And obviously ES and NQ are super bearish, and what I see is a different strength switch. So it's like three strength switches now. It's like really confusing, right? But obviously at the open, there's SMT here. Now NQ is taking that low out, while YM is staying high in the range. So it's kind of like this, and then this. And obviously YM is way above equilibrium, so it's staying high in the range. And I'm thinking that this gap is kind of capping off YM's retracement. And at this time, it's also going to be 10:30, which is the new 90-minute open. Right, so we have this key level. So we have this 30-minute gap, which ideally I want to SMT fill with, but because we have SMT on these lows now, we don't actually need it. And yeah, it's kind of just a discretionary like pass, really, because it doesn't look really that good. Like one of my friends took it, but I don't think anyone else really did. You see, right, we have the tracement. We did use a 15-minute gap, so it's not like there's no key level. And then, while these opposing candles aren't that good, this CSD over is really good, right? So it happens in one candle, one big expansion candle. So I enter on that. So I enter here. I'm getting ready to market enter on Match Trader. And yeah, candle. I think I have to set a limit order because I can't quite get to RFI market order. So eventually I get tagged in though. But it's like I kind of need an SMT fill, but either way, even if like R2I or NQ to take out this low, YM should still hold it because it's the strongest asset. So it's fine to kind of just hop in here. It's only that the retracement was not my favorite. It's not that big. These candles, I'd rather be like more bodies than wicks, but order blocks form like that all the time, so I'm fine with it. And yeah, I just get in and I take the full loss. There's also it's like 30-minute PSP. So this 10 o'clock candle is bullish, and NQ is bearish. And same thing on R2I also, right? You see R2I hit these London highs, and now it's a bearish candle. So ideally, you'd want R2I to trade into this gap for a strength switch, which means YM can catch up to this high. But this PSP is also somewhat significant. So I'm just looking at all these confluences. I'm looking at all these confluences. I think it lines up pretty well. Obviously, as you can see, it ended up as a loss, and that's where my account ended for the day. And yeah, I kind of just ended up BSing. It was some crazy stuff going on. Let me see. So basically formed a whole other strength switch with NQ. So you see this, we already have this one, so it should go from here, but instead it does this now. And it just doesn't make any sense to me. And either way, there's no CSD out of here, I don't think, and I don't think I was willing to take it, even if it did. So then at that point, NQ also made equal lows with the low of day. So I didn't want to take anything unless NQ hit this level. So I kind of just passed on everything that happened afterwards. And you see it just kind of bullshitted again, just like yesterday. We completely inverse this gap. All right, terrible sign. And we do end up retesting that 930 open, which I showed that I had the limit on. And we actually ended up going from there. So kind of unfortunate. And then I marked this out too. I'm not sure if I have it in the recording or not. I think I just left it on the main chart, right? It's a 1 hour string switch PSP. As you can see, this 11 o'clock candle is bearish while it's leaving a failure swing with this low, while on NQ, it's a bullish candle while not taking out 10 o'clock's low. So it's like crazy. Like we already had the string switch and now we have like another one. So it's like this, because YM took out this 10 o'clock low here. And yeah, it just doesn't make any sense. So I passed on that, and I'm glad I did because I probably would have got stopped out to the bodies. And either way, I just told myself, I'm like, it's not worth it. Like, it's not your trade. It's not a good trade. And he still has those equal lows below. So there's just like nothing to take because they both have opposing failure swings. And then look at this CSD. So these candles aren't bad, but it takes a while to make that opposing run, and then even longer to actually close over it. All these candles are pretty lethargic and slow. And you can see it came down to retest these bodies pretty much. And yeah, I probably would have lost, and I would have been pissed if I took this. And if I left this limit on the 930, like there's no setup by that point. We already inversed that 30-minute gap. It's kind of just like a hopes and dreams trade. We still have equal lows on NQ. Like it's just hoping that YM stays high in the range. There's no point. So yeah, NQ ended up being stronger for like pretty much this run up here. But YM did eventually make it to my target, but this is not my trade. Just wait for the clean stuff. It's not worth it. Yeah, so minus 544, this is one trade lost. It's not a big deal at all. In the past, maybe I would have tried this out, so I think I have improved a little bit, at least in that regard, just for today. Obviously, we got to keep on staying with it, following the plan, but today is day one of trusting the process, following my trading plan. So I just took my L and got off, pretty much. I watched for a little bit after and decided that whatever I took wouldn't be high probability, so I just skipped out on it, and I have no regrets. So tomorrow we have no news. I'll keep an eye out on pre-market on gold and indices. Otherwise, I'll be waiting for post 10 o'clock again, where hopefully we can get some clean delivery. Because pretty much the last couple of days have been like the right draw, but like just really bad delivery. So yeah, it is what it is. Hope you guys caught something today. If you stayed out, then good job. Like I said, my loss was an avoidable one. It wasn't the highest probability thing of all time, just based on the lower time frame, but otherwise, like, the other stuff did line up with it pretty well, so I can live with that, and I think it's a little bit of improvement for me. So thanks for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow.